We are about to show you a few scenes of this movie, which is called The Wizard of Gore. For those of you who appreciate this type of cinematic art, you will see the most startling scenes of their type ever filmed. But for those of you with heart conditions, or who are with young and impressionable children, we ask that you turn around in your seats or leave this auditorium for the next 2 minutes. Thank you.
Don't you just love those old school exploitation trailers? Greetings, fellow gorehounds, and welcome back yet again to another edition of Blood Splattered Cinema. And in case you couldn't already tell from that introduction, this week I'm going to be talking about the one, the only, Herschell Gordon Lewis. Now I know what most of you non-horror fans out there are thinking. Herschell Gordon who? And truthfully, I don't blame ya. Because while the man's legacy cannot be denied amongst the faithful, he is, for all intents and purposes, obscure by mainstream standards. But back in the 1960s, Herschell Gordon Lewis was an exploitation rock star, standing alongside such mammoths as Roger Corman and John Waters. Except he was altogether different from those two, because where Gordon gained his notoriety was with his splatter films. And by gained his notoriety, I mean he invented the whole fucking genre. In fact, if you recall from my last video, I referred to Lucio Fulci as the Italian godfather of gore. And the sole reason I specified the Italian part of that equation is because here in the States, Mr. Lewis also shares that title. But I'm not here to decide which king deserves his crown the most. History will sort that out all on its own. No, I'm here to expose you poor viewers to one of Gordon's most infamous of films. So stare into my mesmerizing forehead while I unleash upon you the spellbinding majesty that is the Wizard of Gore. Our movie immediately introduces us to the warlock of schlock himself, Montag the Magnificent. Nice makeup there, buddy. I truly believe you are older than 30. But hey, at least he's got a badass name, right? Montag. I wonder if that translates into anything cool like Madman, or Mangler, or maybe even Mutilator. Wait, what? Monday? Man, that's some whack-ass bullshit. There is nothing, I repeat nothing, magnificent about Monday. It kinda blows. This is kinda like an Alice Cooper concert, except Alice did it without cutting away. What's your excuse, movie? Oh man. I so believe that head used to belong to that body. The resemblance is uncanny. God damn it, who made the cameraman dizzy again? Now I'll never know how Montag put himself back together. Oh well, I guess I could assume he did it with flower power. This film was coming out of the late 60s after all.
Awakening the dead is beyond the scope of my meager powers. But the least I can do for you is make Isaac Newton quiver in his grave.
Dude, with a performance like that, the only one spinning in his grave is Marlon Brando. Nah, I kid because I love. Actor Ray Sager's performance here is, in truth, fucking fantastic. He perfectly straddles the line between stage magician and horror host, which makes a lot of sense given, well, he's the Wizard of Gore. Wait a goddamn second! Executive producer Fred Sandy, the fuck are you doing? You're not an extra!
I'm cashing checks and making bank, motherfucker!
Oh, Sandy, you old card, you.
The show reaches its climax when Montag calls for a volunteer. But the question then becomes, a volunteer for what? Take it away, Montag!
I, Montag, will saw a living woman in half!
Something tells me Montag just got out of a really bad relationship.
Hey now, don't laugh at the guy with the broken heart, especially not when he's got a motherfucking chainsaw. Oh, and to backtrack a little bit, the way Montag convinces this lovely lady to partake in his little trick? With his sexy ass forehead wrinkles. I shit you not. Okay, well maybe I shit you a little bit, but we're still friends, right?
David Copperfield, eat your heart out.
Much to everyone's surprise, the volunteer rises perfectly intact, which is fine by me, because the last thing this chick needs is to lose a few pounds. Talk about swing.
That awkward moment when you realize the hottie you're checking out is now old enough to be your grandmother, and you'd still hit it. That awkward moment when you realize the hottie who was old enough to be your grandmother is now dead. And you'd still hit it. Twice.
But wait, is she really dead? 'Cause I can clearly see her breathing. What a dirty little liar. Elsewhere, we're introduced to our two protagonists, Shelley and Jack, both of whom attended Montag's performance, but neither of which were, suspiciously, in the audience reaction shots. What a curious little happenstance that is, huh? I wonder how that could be.
My personal theory? Invisibility cloak, motherfuckers!
Oh, I guess they were in the audience. They just had their own special cutaway shot. What, was the master not good enough for you two? Dicks.
Look, the guy is no magician. He's just a hell of a technician. The mirrors, the lights, probably a ringer in the audience. He had the whole thing set up beautifully.
So what you're saying is, he's a magician.
Oh man, check out that shadow. It's almost as if they're being stalked by a mysterious cameraman. As if their whole lives were secretly a movie.
This shit just got meta.
Jack and Shelley come across the death scene where Shelley accidentally brushes her wrist across the volunteer's corpse. Oh no, that blood's never gonna wash out. But thankfully, Jack's got Shelley covered.
Listen, as soon as I get you to your apartment, I'll give you the emergency special.
His special's his cock.
What's this? A woman on television? Someone called the FCC. Think of the children. But in all seriousness, Shelley turns out to be a daytime TV personality, and unfortunately for her, Montag turns out to be more the primetime type.
I don't give interviews. I told you, I do not grant interviews. No.
No, I don't do interviews, but I do make the finest cup of coffee. Ooh, smuggy!
Oh no, Shelley, your hand's menstruating again. Quick, plug it up, plug it up. Whew, that was a close one.
But on the bright side, at least it's not pregnant.
Though it looks like the blood's got Montag's attention because he promptly changes his tune and accepts her offer. Meanwhile, on the set of Oliver Stone's next movie, Montag retrieves the corpse of his first victim.
Clearly, the red represents his love of menstruation.
Hey, wait a tick, this place looks oddly familiar.
Yeah, I remember now. I dumped a body there once. That's where that shit goes. Now, if only I can remember why I killed him. Oh well, c'est la vie. C'est l'amour.
Oh, we saw him last night. No. Of course not. Of course not. Look. All right.
Are you sure he's talking to someone on the other line? Because it sounds to me like he's clearly acting. All right, I'll take your word for it. But if it turns out you're wrong, if you're lying to me, I will hunt you down to the ends of the earth and gut you like the slimy mackerel you are. Hello? Well, fuck you too, dude. I tell you what, that's the last time I'll ever call Planned Parenthood.
Psycho murder and restaurant sounds like my kind of party. Oh hey, look, they invited Grandma too. That's good, because as I'm sure you already know, you don't need roofies if she's already dead. Speaking of unwanted sexual advances, let's see what Montag's got cooked up for his second show.
I, Montag, will drive a spike through the brain of a female volunteer from this audience.
Seriously, dude, therapy. That's all I'm saying.
Oh me, oh my, looks like this time they got Mr. Lobo in attendance. Hey now, Insomniac, Montag clearly said volunteer, not ritual sacrifice.
Not that I'm complaining, mind you. I love me a good Aztec hoedown.
And no, what you're seeing here is not a series of continuity errors. That's a common misconception. What's actually happening here is Montag is shoving the spike through her skull, cleanly and silently, while the reality of the situation is far bloodier and far louder. As for the reason for this discrepancy, well, remember Montag's forehead wrinkles? It turns out they have the power of hypno.
I have the sudden urge to pull all my teeth out, one by one.
So Montag invites the couple to a third showing, but Jack's not so sure, because he theorizes the first victim's death was a direct result of Montag's performance, a theory, by the by, which is strengthened when he receives the next day's paper. Well, I say the next day's paper, but what I really mean is a fake article pasted on a blank sheet, more than likely with crazy glue.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you The Wizard of Gore, a movie stitched together with the love and passion of Miss Binkley's kindergarten class.
Montag sneaks, struts into the morgue, turns the mortician into that guy on the street corner, you know, that human statue motherfucker, and then doesn't even have the courtesy to leave him a few coins. What an asshole. Meanwhile, Jack explains his crazy theory to the reporter who did the write-ups on the first two victims.
That means there's a psycho out in the audience who gets turned on by Montag's tricks.
Screw Montag's tricks, I'm getting turned on by all that fried chicken in the background. Heat lampy goodness. Later, Stephen Hyde from That 70s Show volunteers his girlfriend up for the slaughter. Tell us, great and powerful Montag, what horrible fate awaits our victim this time?
I'm afraid we had to add this stock to restrain the young lady from flinching when the punch press comes crashing down on her body.
Now that might sound painful, most likely because it is, but don't fret too much. Just think of it as if it were
Extreme acupuncture.
Aw, look, Montag got her a medal. That must mean he likes her. He really likes her. Anyway, Jack and Shelley figure the third volunteer is safe because there's no possible way a madman could carry a printing press around, right? Which of course means it's time for some premarital relations.
Anyway, I didn't come here to play Scotland Yard.
No, I came here to play Scrabble. That was fucking beautiful. Well played, movie. Well played.
Jack and Shelley go to the police with their theory once the third victim is found. The officer in charge then decides the best course of action would be to stake out Montag's next show and follow his next volunteer home. Unfortunately for them, however, Montag has a few tricks up his sleeve. 2, in fact.
It takes 2, baby. It takes 2, baby. Me and you.
Cruel and unusual, yes, but at least neither of them will be suffering from an iron deficiency anytime soon.
After the show, both cops lose track of the volunteers, but neither stay lost very long.
Oopsie daisies, my bad.
These discoveries lead to yet another meeting at the police station, but I can't be bothered to pay attention because I'm too distracted by Officer McYellowtie.
The tie's ugly as shit, but you gotta admit, that motherfucker's rocking it.
So the good guys put their final plan into action. What plan is this, you ask? Get this. They decide to do exactly what they did last time, except this time on television.
Clearly, this is gonna end well.
Concentrate on putting your being into my mind, and I will concentrate on putting my mind in your being.
His mind is his cock.
That's right, world, you just got video-dromed. Booyah! Hey, wait a second, I thought his forehead hypnotized people, not his face. Inconsistent? Wait, what? He's adept at pyrokinesis, too? I'm starting to think someone is godmodding. Oh wait, nope. Now he's dead. Rest in peace, magnificent Montag. May your failed relationship trouble you no more.
And that was The Wizard of Gore. And personally, Hello? Yeah, this is the guru. It's Planned Parenthood. Wait, what? What do you mean the movie's not over? The story is done. What more could they possibly tell? Alrighty then, I'll take your word for it. Let's see this shit.
Jack, what? What?
You fool! What makes you think you know what reality is? Tell me the truths of what can or cannot be.
So, it turns out Montag was hiding in Jack's body. For how long? No fucking clue. Could have been the whole time. Or maybe he jumped bodies Jason Voorhees style after he got burned alive. I don't know. Maybe... Oh, wait, no, that's actually a good idea. Maybe the entire movie was actually one giant illusion.
Do you think you're the only one who deals in illusion?
You mean you? You too?
I too. And you are my illusion.
Okay, movie, now you're just fucking with us.
Your eyes do not deceive you. Shelley was the true illusionist the whole time. And it turns out the entire movie was one of her illusions. And Montag was trapped in a never-ending loop of Shelley's creation. Holy crap, that's a plot twist if I ever heard one.
I think we just figured out who the other participant in the bad relationship was. Poor Montag.
Alright, I'll quit joking around. The Wizard of Gore is a deeply flawed film that while I really enjoy, I have a hard time recommending. Not because there isn't a lot to like about it, there is, but because it's so slow. Seriously, there are huge chunks of this film that I did not feature simply because nothing happens in them. That being said, when the main man himself is on screen, the movie is golden. Seriously, it's hard to believe Ray Sager was a last-minute replacement for the original actor because he so owns this part. I could honestly watch him chew scenery all goddamn day.
There are other qualities of note, obviously, namely the vast amounts of gore spilled over its short running time, but really, the only reason you should truly see this movie is to watch Sager in action. And whatever you do, do not make the mistake of watching the 2007 remake with Crispin Glover, because that one will cause severe brain trauma. Just trust me on this one.
Craig, Steve!
I wonder who wrote this movie.